The COVID-19 pandemic has devastated the live music industry, but we're all working hard to help those who really need it. Therefore, we're donating 50% of the proceeds generated from our show to help other artists, musicians, and production personnel who need it. Please join us and consider giving what you can to this worthy cause. No amount is too small. We thank you for your support. That all of those things that we fill our minds with, how did I look? Did I do this right? Did I smile? Was that perfect? None of that matters in the end. None of it. What really matters is, was someone touched? Did you feel what I was saying? Not that my voice cracked, did I kind of get off pitch or what? Did you feel me? And if you say yes, then I know that I showed up like I was supposed to.
Don't fret, Nambe. I don't walk the same old sport, your style of dress. But it's all okay, 'cause the difference is we share common ground, and the earth will keep spinning around. I will keep loving you, and the earth will keep spinning around, and I will keep loving you, and we'll love each other for our differences. More and more, I love you for, and you're why can't you love me? Love me more, love me more, and more. I love you, yes, and mine, and yours and mine, yeah. Oh, and we'll love each other for our differences. says we'll watch it go round, so we love it go round, so we see it as it keep going on, round and round. We're loving as we go, we're growing as we go. We'll see it as it keep going on, round and round, round and round, round and round. We'll see it as it keep going on, round and round, round and round, round and round. See it as it keep going on, round and round, 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 round and round.
Hi, I'm Bridgette Bryant, and this is my story. My first memory of music is being about, I think I was about 3 years old, and we were at my family's home, and we were having like a, weekend barbecue kind of deal, and everybody else was outside, and I was underneath the baby grand, just, laying down. At that time, they had little square turntables, right? Little bitty ones. And on the player was Stevie Wonder's 45, signed, sealed, delivered. And I remember being posted up like this, looking at this record going around and around and around. And I think I was captivated for hours, just, laying there, listening to this song. And that was actually like what I can remember being the first song I learned. My mother could sing. A very musical family. My father was not just a jazz musician, but he was known for being a jazz musician. And my mother always sang. My grandparents on my mother's side were very musical. So, music was always a thing in my home. My older sister, Cherie, so she had a job at one point working in a record store. And I don't think she was more than maybe 17 herself. I was a little girl, and she'd wake me up at night and play music, say, shh, don't let mama know you're up, but listen to this. So she always made sure I knew what real music really was. I was always exposed and always loved it. I remember my grandparents, my grandmother making me sing in the cherubim choir. That was for the itty bitty babies, little kids. And Mrs. Martin made me sing my first solo. I was terrified. I did it as I was coming up. I remember being 11, 12, singing all the time, trying to make my older siblings know how to sing harmony. Around the age of 14, maybe, I knew that singing was the thing that I wanted to do, always. I sang in the quad at school, I sang in the chorus at school, I sang when I was supposed to be in class at school, so people would ask me, what do you want to do? I used to say I wanted to be a doctor, but I wasn't the biggest fan of school, anything too organized. I didn't want to do it at that time. But I had this really big creative streak, So I'd be in my history class and I'd be writing lyrics to a song, so I knew then, until my brother told me, music is medicine. I was like, yes, I'm free. I don't have to be a doctor. I can do music and I can still bring healing and love to the world. Singing has never really just been work for me, because it was always just such love. It is still just love. It's never work. When it's work, it's just not fun. And I never really have that feeling. It's a joy. Regardless of what's going on. If I get behind the mic, I get with some music or some musicians like I had the opportunity to do today. It's all love.
Hello, I'm John Garcia, owner of Diversity Wireless Partners. We are located on the corner of Imperial Highway and Crenshaw Boulevard in the city of Inglewood, California. We, along with AT&T, are here to serve our community's wireless, broadband, and TV needs. We invite you to come in, get to know us, and see what we have to offer. We have some great promotions and great selections of phones, tablets, and services to choose from. At AT&T, we look forward to meeting you and providing you with excellent service. Thank you.
very first gig was a church gig with a gospel artist, Grammy-winning gospel artist, Daryl Coley, God rest his soul. I must have been about 16, 17 years old. His ear, his arrangements, everything was so far ahead of his time, but there was no room for error. And because I was the youngest, I had to do whatever anybody told me to do, you know. He wrote these parts that were way high up in the sky, you know, really high. And I was, why do I have to sing that? And they'd say, shut up. Shut up, baby, and sing the song, sing your part. But it was the best training. I was surrounded with other singers who were just so great. Around that time, I met a lady named Maxie Anderson. And Maxie was so sweet to me. She literally took me under her wing, showed me everything I ever needed to know about studio recording and different sounds and all. She introduced me into the music industry. She and Alex Brown, they're like my moms, my sisters, and you know, they really loved me and guided me and showed me everything. Then I was about 19 when I started working with Stevie Wonder. That changed my life. That changed my life for the rest of my life. Everything that I needed to know to be able to do what I do now, I really do attribute to my time with Stevie. You know, anytime I see him, I still thank him. You know, I say anybody that passed through that camp, who had the privilege, the benefit of working with him, they're so much better for it. I started where very many people aspire to get to in the end. You know, I was blessed to start there. I'm grateful. Let's see, about 1990, I started working with Phil Collins. Incredible. It was really incredible. I stayed gone more than I was home. My mother didn't see me for 3/4 of the year. Huge audiences, but again, it was something that I'd already been exposed to, having worked with Steve, but it was a different kind of experience, from R&B music to this big pop rock artist. So that was different. But he's a very good guy. I guess after that long tour, it was called the Serious Tour. And after that tour ended, you know, we had a break. And in that break, I got a little busy. And I had my first son, which I was, you know, that's all I ever really wanted from the time I was a baby. And I got married. And then they wanted to go back on the road. And I was excited about that. And I guess my son was about maybe 6 months old, something like that, 6 months, 7 months. Too little to leave. And they called and asked me back, and I said, sure. But it was under the condition that I would be able to bring a nanny for my baby, because I didn't want to leave him. But they didn't think that would be, you know, in the best interest of the tour, so it was an option. You come, leave the baby at home. And I said, can't leave my baby, so I put it down for a little while, for a long while. And then I had another baby, and then I had another baby. So I kind of got busy after that.
Rolling river God, little stones are smooth, only once the water passes through. And so I am a stone, rough and I'm grainy still. I'm just trying to reconcile this river's chill. But when I close my eyes and feel you rushing by, I know the time brings change, and change takes time. But when the sunset comes, my prayer might be this one: oh, you might pick me up and notice that I am just a little smoother in your hand. Sometimes raging wild, sometimes swollen high. Lord, never have I known this river dry. The deepest part of you, dear Lord, it's where I long to stay. I wanna feel the roughest edges wash away. But when I close my eyes, I feel you rushing by. I know that time brings change, and change is gonna take some time. But when the sunset comes, my prayer might be, it might be this one: you might pick me up and notice that I am, that I'm not what I used to be. You might pick me up and notice I am, Lord, I'm just a little smoother in your hand.
that time, during those times in the early-ish 90s, mid-90s, session work was booming for singers in LA. For me, anyway, it was, thanks to Maxie and Alex. And I wasn't touring extensively at all anymore because by this time, let's say by 97, I had all of my sons. I spent a lot of time in the studio, or I'd go on brief stints with people, you know, maybe for a weekend or for a week or so. Will Downing, I started working with him, and I went back with Steve on occasion, but I wasn't doing the big tours, but special engagements. But it was difficult balancing motherhood with the musical career. But that was a challenge for me, just, you know, trying to figure out where I was anymore as an artist, or was I even an artist anymore? You know, I lost all of those thoughts. And then I finally just got so bored, you know, being at home and listening to Barney. No offense, Barney lovers, because my oldest son loved Barney, and I had a creative itch that needed scratching. So I think by this time I only had 2 kids, and I was pregnant with my 3rd. So I decided that I would do like a family project. And I did this with my friend Daniel Hope. He's always, you know, come on, Bridgette, you need to do something. You need to do work. Come on, let's sing. And so together we did a project. I thought it was just going to be for kids, but adults ended up using it. It's called Lessons in Life. So that's why really Lessons in Life was important for me to do, so I could kind of, hey, remember, this is what you do too. You're mom, your wife, but this is what you do as well. So that was a good thing for me. I've heard people use it in their students with autism, you know, for artistic work, getting them to paint, or, you know, it's been like therapy. I didn't really know how much or how extensively it had been used. They approached us about 4 or 5 years ago, and asked us would we be a part of the United States State Department program for this, like English as a second language, and we said, of course, yes, and they, you know, paid us for it, and we said, okay. But I didn't really realize until I went to perform it, you know, I had to access it, and I discovered I don't even have a copy of it anymore. So, you know, that's not good, but I don't. I said, well, I got to find the song. So I started looking online, and yay for me, when I looked online, I saw all of these people all over the world, grown people, little children, you know, everything in between. People are really, they've made their own arrangements of Lessons in Life. The teachers have made their little sing-songy, dun, dun, to teach their children a poem. They say, this is a poem. It's the most precious thing I've ever seen in my life. So it just feels really good to know that something we did so long ago. My kids are grown. If I tell you how old they are, you'd be like, but decades ago, you know, I did this decades ago, and people are still using it today. So that's rewarding. That's a good feeling.
Having a friend is like planting a flower. Show love and kindness, it one day will bloom. Let's be aware as we walk on this
had been so long since I'd done an international tour. One day I just said, why not? Why aren't you doing it anymore? You know, now you don't have to stay at home. Your kids are grown. What's your drawback? What's holding you back? And I think I'd just gotten so accustomed to not that I just didn't. And something inside of me was like, hey, wake up again, it's time. So I reached out to Phil. We left on great terms. There was no love lost, nothing like that. You know, as I stated before, my reason was for not returning was for being able to stay home with my kid. But like I said, there are no more kids. They're all big, grown, bearded, bass talking men. So I emailed him and I said, I hear you going back out. Got room? And he was gracious and kind enough and said, yeah. And when you come back, you gotta sing the duet. And I was like, yes! It had been wonderfully rendered by Amy Keys all the years I'd been gone. And she was gracious and kind and let it be. And we had a blast doing it. So yeah, I got a chance to, right before COVID, get it all in once again. So it's been good. It's never over. It's not over, you know. Long as you dream, you have things to accomplish. And you can. It doesn't matter the age, you know, it doesn't matter. None of that matters if you still have fire and the desire to do so and the faith that it takes, or enough faith in God to know that you can do whatever it is, even if you don't necessarily believe that much in you. If you have faith in something greater, then you know whatever you are positioned to do, it can be accomplished. That's what I've learned. There have been many times when I haven't felt like, oh, maybe I wasn't good enough to do it, or maybe I didn't fit the bill enough in whatever capacity. But because I understood that it really wasn't all about me, and I think that would be the thing that I would say to any singer, or in any capacity, any job that you fill, any position that you fill. It's always about what you can do for others. To me, in my opinion. Music is wonderful. Singing is great. It's nice when people say, oh, you have a beautiful voice, or oh, that was so lovely. But mainly, it's about what happens on the inside for me, not about what somebody says to me, about what they think I can do, but if I touched a heart, someone's heart, to me, that's what I'm here for. I remember there being a time when I felt like, oh, don't ask me to sing solo. And I heard this voice inside of me that said, so what you've been given is not good enough? And I said, that is not at all what I meant. You know, like, rewind. That's when I really realized that all of those things that we fill our minds with, how did I look? Did I do this right? Did I smile? Was that perfect? None of that matters in the end. None of it. What really matters is, was someone touched? Did someone feel something? Did someone feel you? Me? You know, did you feel what I was saying? Now, did my voice crack? Did I kind of get off pitch or what? Did you feel me? You know, and if you say yes, then I know that I showed up like I was supposed to. All of these experiences I have been afforded, even when my sons were small, it was because I had a wonderful support system, you know. Recognize who's in your corner and treasure them, really, and make the most of your moments, because they come and they go so fast. And then before you know it, you're like, oh, where did it all go? Where did all the time go? So good to be able to look back and say, yay, I can do that. I want to thank Character Media for the opportunity to tell my story. And I want to thank you for watching and listening and for your support of artists like myself. You can follow me on Instagram at Bridgette Bryant Sings and hear my original music on all platforms. Thank you again.
It's 3 in the morning. We ain't tired yet. Egyptian incense and candles on top of your bed. You played a sweet melody on your guitar, talking about